All right, guys, good morning. Welcome to the only crypto channel, or I'm sorry, stock and crypto channel that I teach you how to trade for free. Every single morning we do wake up and we do go ahead and give you new levels inside of the market so that you're able to trade with ease and knowing that this strategy is the best strategy for you to stay consistent as a trader. I'm going to go ahead and open up the 15-minute chart, get down to the daily, see and check our levels for the day to see if there's anything else that I can make a little bit better from yesterday. I got to go ahead and first switch to candles in the market. We're currently trading at the price at 25,000, which is a psychological level in the market. Keep in mind that these levels are static, so we take them with a grain of salt. Now, what my goal is to try to have 3 levels or 2 levels above, 2 levels below. The new pivotal level, or the old pivotal level, is now a support level inside of the markets. We are approaching a new resistance level with not much of trading data in between these two levels. There is a level right here. So this will be our pivotal level for the day. 24,900 on the markets. It's going to be a pivotal level. Excellent. So that was the new level that was added to the markets this morning. Okay, so this morning we had news in the market that was positive from the Asia session to Asia to London to now the New York Stock Exchange session, which is going to open in about 4 minutes. The news was Trump might have the honor of taking Cuba. Now, granted, this is not financial news, but geopolitical news does often have a effect or a ripple effect on the markets itself. Bitcoin seems to be coming up as well outside of that phase 1 consolidation period. Will we see a higher high on Bitcoin? Well, that's all dependent on price action and volume that is going to be stepping into the markets in the next couple of days. Remember, we have Wednesday and Thursday as major market moving days. Right, so tomorrow it would be smart as a trader to be up before 8:30 just to get core PPI data. Let's not take a trade early in the morning, but let's see how core PPI data comes inside so that we can make a best move forward with the trading data that we have in front of us, right? So it's very simple, guys. We're not trying to trade that news event, but we are trying to get an idea of how it works inside of the market. This is where our experience points are going to pay forward time over time again. Now, I do have my order decks open. I do want to make a trade today, and I need to make some money today, so let's get right into it. For those of you guys who are not familiar with how this stream works, we only use 3 contracts on a 50K account. That gives us a reasonably balanced risk managed portfolio. Yo, I'm gonna call you in a couple minutes. Give me a second. I'm just doing my live video on YouTube. Okay. So, what we got going on right now is we are pushing past the resistance level on the 15-minute. Notice something, how we have three tops here, right? The last top that we had inside of the market at 2,500 was an immediate push down. We are now testing this area of the market with 1 minute to go. So it is kind of a gamble and a risk to take longs in the market. We could open in the next 30 seconds with a market that is continuing to go bullish towards that resistance level. However, it is a risky play to have continuation after we've already climbed almost 300 points in pre-market. That's 1% of the current price of MNQ. In these scenarios, what we like to do is we like to wait 5 minutes before we get inside of any trade in the markets, just so that we have the best idea of how price action is going to work this morning. Now we have open for the New York Stock Exchange, 15 points down. There is some major levels here. The yesterday's range is marked down in the dotted lines inside of the market at 24,949, and the low of the range is going to be at 24,836. We have what we call confluence inside of the market, which is also a tool that we use to become successful traders. I look at 8 different stocks inside of the market at all times, which is Apple, Amazon, Broadcom, Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. What I like to do is I like to read the morning volume to see how it's coming in to make a proper assessment of the markets and trade with fluid confluence. Confluence is essentially just having multiple different tools all indicate the same story so that I can make a trade based upon data, not my feelings, right? So as this morning comes to the close of the first candle, we have red volume coming in on Apple, we have green volume on Amazon, green volume on AVGO, green volume on Google, green volume on Meta, green volume on Microsoft, but that's flipping on and off. And on Nvidia right now it is red, and Tesla it is red. So we have 1, 2, 3 red, 1, 2, 3, 4 green. That is not really that great when it comes to making a informed decision, especially when we want follow through in the market. If the markets are pulling in 2 separate directions, it's going to often lead to a very difficult trade to hold with confidence that it's going to move in the direction that we are trading. That is where we come and say that is gambling, right? So the levels for today that are going to be points of interest to look on the charts is 25,053 and 24,900 right now. That is a pretty far spread, almost 150 points between each other, but I like to trade level to level. We're now approaching that 25,053 level. I want to see what it's going to do here. If it rejects this level, that would be interesting, but it looks like we're going to get a knock boom. This is a strategy that is used by my mentor, the day trade professor, where we knock twice at the resistance of something and then the boom candle puts us over with volume and confluence. Now, I'm not saying to price yourself into trades right now, but if you wanted to target a nice 50-point long, you can, and this would be the level where you would have a 20-point stop loss targeting a 50-point move long inside of the market. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the stocks that are going green, but I like to wait a few minutes before trading the first candle. This is coming just from the story of understanding what's going on in the markets. Trading the first 5 minutes is like trading froth on your coffee. You don't want to just put money inside of something that's going to ultimately get sipped up by the end of the last 5 minutes because it's delicious, and then you end up losing money for the day, right? So let's give it that 2 minutes of grace. As we plan and prep here inside of the markets, I'm going to go back to our multi-time frame setup just so I can have an idea of how the markets are moving. It seems since 2 a.m. last night, the Asia session, we've had nothing but just buying action, price action. That's now putting us over that psychological level of 25,000. The wicks are good. They're all pointing bullish for right now. Just going to give it that small point of one more minute in the market before making an informed decision. What goes up can come down. We are already 300 points inside of the market. And that kind of shocks, or that kind of worries me just a bit. Forex Factory, just so you guys can see the news for everybody who's joining us now. We don't have much news. 10 a.m. is pending home sales. That has a medium effect inside of the market. I wouldn't expect it to have a major move. If you're not already following my Twitter, I usually put all of my trades on Twitter for free for you guys, and use this as a point of reference, as free information inside of the market. Now we're getting that push over. For those of you guys who want to size in, we do 3 contracts on a 50K funded account, and that is going to allow you to risk manage your portfolio with a max of 2 trades per day. That could be losses. If you incur 2 losses inside of a day, well, then you just take a step away from the markets. We plan to trade a separate day. So right now we have price action that is still bullish. It's now closing at the end of the 5 minutes over a resistance level of 25,053. If you want, you can target a 25-point move inside of the market for a nice and easy base hitter. I like to target these base runs because remember that, getting your hand on the base is what wins the baseball game sometimes. It's a long and boring game, but ultimately you want to take equity and preserve it as much as possible here. All right, so we're getting our first red candle on the 2 minute. It's now closing below the resistance level. You know the story, guys. To take a loss on the account, it comes onto 2 simple forms: taking a candle wick close but below the nearest level, or below the nearest EMA. That ensures that you don't blow up your portfolio, and you can also live to trade another day. We're now having the first red candle of this morning. That's why I like to wait till the froth settles. Sometimes that does not bear fruit in the morning because you can easily trade that 5-minute candle and make your money and get out of the markets for the entire day. Turn your 2-hour workday into a 5-minute workday. It's just not how I roll. The second candle that is opening up on the tech stocks, for the most part it is green, but that can change at any moment. Remember, I don't love trading days like this because we're either already done with the move, and as you can clearly see at 8 a.m. the move started to pick up with some pace, moving us up almost 250 points. And it looks like that's what's been happening majority of the time before the markets even open, making it kind of difficult for us to make money. Let's get rid of all of this so I can see the charts better. This is our range right now on the 2 minute. Just to give you guys an idea of what the tech stocks look like right now. Back to the trading charts. We are almost 25 points over that resistance level, but it is choppy. Remember, when it gets to this resistance level, it likes to chop and then it likes to drop. The overall trend, well, sideways. Just these long sideways markets. So maybe we do push to that 25,238 level. Chop around for a little bit, which would suck. And then maybe we come back down to 24. The news inside of the market has been very wishy-washy. This is a very difficult market to trade. I'd like to say since the 13th, we've been in a macro bullish trend. And that's that. Sometimes it's difficult just to see the trade itself, right? So work your way through seeing the bigger picture. And some days there's not going to be a bigger picture for you to kind of break down inside of the markets and see, right? And then that's okay. Some days it's okay to just say, I've showed up, but there is no trade today. We're kind of sidestepping here as well. Sometimes you don't want to push your limits by taking this trade, and then it sidesteps, and then what was given in the morning gains is then easily sold by bears because they're waiting for the buyers to stack on, and then what happens is that they sell short and just relinquish all of the gains, the 300 points that we've already gone up, right? You have to take this into account. Since the close of the Asia session, we're already up 1.42% for the day. That's 350 points in the market. So it's very difficult sometimes to try to counter trade this, but it's like realistically, what are we expecting? Another 200 point move up for 500 points in the day. We're now at almost 400 points just in the market in the first 15 minutes of the market. And granted, we do have the markets open at 5 a.m. That's when they start to trade. But like you have to take it as kind of like what's realistic, right? The markets are going to go up as much as they want until they're not. Same with the markets going short. What will be the best move here is let's just wait till the end of this 15-minute candle close. Right? I'm going to take a look at the 1 hour to see how it is. So we have very bullish price action right now. So if we close in the next 15 minutes with a red candle, well, that means that we are just chopping sideways here, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5 to 3, telling a story. So we're more bearish than we are bullish, but again, the trade is not very clean. It's not a clean trade for the day, and that's okay. Sometimes we have to just let go of our ego and say that it might just not be a trade today. That's okay too. Yeah, hang on, man. I'm gonna give you a call in a couple minutes. I just want to finish up with my live video. All right, 13 seconds here. All right, so what I'm going to be doing here is now I'm going to be looking to take longs. Pretty easy market to trend or reverse trade this market, but as that 5 minute just closed, I mean, it's not giving us basically any indication that we wouldn't be wanting to go short. Take a 50-point move. It's $100. All right, that's the first 100. I'll scalp these. That was a nice move from the resistance level of 25.53. It's just going to be a slow gain. So we are moving. We're moving and grooving here. Brother seems to have the same analysis. All right, guys, so we have $100 already locked into the market. Not bad. $25,137 is an area of interest in the markets. might just be a slow gain all day. Oh, if it's just like yesterday, this is going to be a very boring market. I'm telling you right now. Yesterday was super fucking boring. So we also have a level of resistance here. See if I can scalp a trade short. You can see the baseline. The baseline is right here on the markets. Yep, that's what I was looking for. That's $180 locked for today. Yippee. So my account should be in the green for now. Yeah. So back basically at what yesterday I gained and lost. Remember, I took a $300 loss yesterday. My account was at 49,600. So back at break even with a little bit of green. We're already 30 minutes into the market. I took a short scalp because of that baseline that is at 25,112. It was just a quick move of 40 points down or 30-point move down. So now I have targeted a total of 60 points today, right?
Think about this. Hear me. money I need to give you to come work here? 70,000. Hi.
All right, guys. So right now, what I already took is a 70-point move inside of the market. If you guys are not following on YouTube, you guys can see all of my screens. I'm showing you guys exactly how I'm breaking down this morning. I've already taken back a $300 loss from yesterday, so we are at break even for the day. I did this in 30 minutes, so $100 every 10 minutes I'm making inside of the markets. This is pretty simple work. Like we're just making support and resistance lines, trading price action at this point. Now the trading day is kind of exactly like it was yesterday. It's just very slow, very boring. This is not the best and most ideal market to making the 3-hour workday that I talk about in previous videos. Now, if you do want to be making top tier money in this game, then it's a very simple process. You show up every single day, you grow your account value time over time again. You can use 2 different types of accounts, proprietary firms or your own funded accounts. And at this point, I'm just using a 50K funded account, and I'm making at least $300 to $500 a day. That's giving me daily payouts inside of the market. What would you do with $300 to $500 extra every single day? That buys back your time. Time is the most important thing and the most important commodity that we have in life. We're currently 500 points up in the market for the day. So keep that in mind as well when you're making trades, especially to the high side of the markets. 500 points is a lot on MNQ. That's not to say that we can't continue keep going forward, but we also have news catalyst events that are going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So sometimes it's better just to take base hits for the day. Base hits wins the baseball game. Okay? My wife is asking me how the markets are. All right. So as you notice, twice now we've rejected that level at 25,120 or 120 or 112. Why we rejected those levels is very simple. We have a baseline resistance at the last and previous trading data on the 15-minute. I made that in a split-second decision when I started to see, well, where is the next range, right? When we bring into range-bound trading inside of the market, we understand the high and low points in trading itself, right? So simply just we're either at a high, which we're at a high for the day, or we're at a low. So that gives us a support and a resistance level to where we're going to either buy or sell inside of the markets. The markets right now, if we had exceeded the value of 25,115 inside of MNQ, then I would have said, okay, we have pretty strong likeliability that we're going to push to the next resistance level on a macro level, right? We have the confluence, we have the tech stocks pushing, but right now you can see that we already took a 40-point move down. So holding those trades, if you're still holding, you're honestly probably around $300 to $500 inside of the market just for today. We've taken our 2 trades in 30 minutes of the market. I've made more than what most people make an entire day of working. Inshallah, exactly. So you guys have to just see this for what it is. Every single day we show up to the markets. Sometimes base hits is what wins the baseball game. Again, base hits is what wins the baseball games. And we're only going to continue to keep doing that if we show up and get our XP points. That's what my professor, or the day trade professor, likes to say. He's my mentor. He's the best guy in the world when it comes to learning how to trade. So I want you guys to take that into account when you are learning, that the only way that you're going to be able to learn how to do this successfully is that you are doing this every single day. Okay? So right now, what's the markets telling us? We're 30 minutes in. We should be pricing in some news right now, right? Pending home sales just came out. Let's see if it's going to move the markets. Doesn't look like a lot of price action is coming in at the present moment. So that's good. That's not going to give us a catalyst, or if you are in positions, you don't have to worry. Now, what's happening right now is price action is now deciding if it wants to change character. On the 5-minute here, we are seeing that the price action is going flat. A flat doji is about to close here in the next 3 minutes and 46 seconds. That could indicate a change inside of the market, that we could be going from bullish to bearish. We're also at a $400 gain for the morning. In just in 30 minutes, we are at 250 to 400. So it's a 150-point move inside of the market from 9:30. So that's big gains. If you would have traded that on the bullish side, remember, I don't trade the first 5 minutes, but at least you would have been able to capture a 50-point move inside of the market. Another way of looking at the markets is that we're just trading above the hoe zone, right? This is the hoe zone right here. This is kind of where we don't want to make any sort of trades. So if we were looking at shorts for the day, then the shorts are just simply at 24,960 today. Longs above 25,075. So very, very simple. Easy way of looking at the markets. I think I'm going to take these shorts here. Market is starting to change, starting to come down. Alright guys, if you are not following on Instagram, it's best to go ahead and get onto my YouTube channel. That is where I'm doing all of my trades for free. I do this every single morning for you guys. Alright, I'll see you guys. Shit. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mind you, we're at a now support level at this 25,053. So we're trading in between this small range here. To see follow through, we have to break that with confluence. We have to break that with consistency through. Then it's going to be back into the hoe zone for us, which is already in. It's pretty sure it's already in the hoe zone. This could just be a small sell-off. head to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, we're going to give it 15 more minutes to try to get another trade in. All right, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up to take shorts here now. Looks like we're pretty golden to take a 50-point move. There's the shorts. Markets are coming down with it. Perfect. So notice how we just touched that dynamic support on the 9 EMA, and now we're bouncing up, right? Now at that resistance level. That's crazy that it's sold me so short on that. I would have wanted it a little bit higher.
Puerto Ricans came and brought the pace, because when I was a little kid, I thought Puerto Ricans were speaking Spanish because they speak so quickly. But when you get to know Puerto Ricans, you realize they don't speak a word of Spanish. They don't speak English. We use the care credit.
I know I just closed that, but damn, I was pretty red there. Could have taken a better entry. So 55 points, $55 for the day. That's the end of the hour, by the way, guys. So I'm going to continue trading for a little bit here. I do believe the markets are going to turn down. I think 10 contracts is a little too much, to be honest with you. Yeah. Yep. It's closed. It really isn't over till I win. I want one winning trade for today. But I'm gonna keep my eyes out for the markets right now, and I'm gonna end my live stream just so I can go and get my shake and eat some food, and I'll be on a little bit later, guys.